Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, man. How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning talk. Once again, I can step outside. You know, I like the outdoors, man. I love the outdoors. It's not so hot yet. I can stay under this tree in front of my yard here and deliver this message, man. But this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning talk, man. We got another interesting talk today. There's the people who on the fence. You're getting called to do something, and you thinking, you got the wrong person, God. You got the wrong person. I'm too far gone. I do too much of foolish stuff. I didn't grow up in the right neighborhood. I didn't have the right parents. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough education. I don't have all these things here. And you asking me to do what? I think you got the wrong person, right? But that's for the person. You're on the fence and you're doubting yourself, and some people might be doubting you also. Some people might be seeing things in you that you're not seeing in yourself also, right? So there's a little story. We go through the Bible here, and this might give you some courage. This might give you what you need. I pray that this gives you what you need to go on and do what you need to do, because we got to understand. We got to understand how God operates. God operates with, he start from the end and then he come to the beginning. Meaning he decide what he's going to make, what he need on this earth, and then he can decide who he can make to go and fulfill that purpose. So when you're born with your purpose, right? You're born with the thing that you already come down to do. And no matter what you do, that calling is not off your life, whatever that is, right? So let's look at this little story here with Gideon in the Bible and see if we can see ourselves in it and get courage from this to keep moving on and do what we need to do, right? So the Israelites, let me give you a little backstory where I can pick this up from. The Israelites, when they follow other gods, they did evil in the sight of the Lord, as the Bible would say. And so for their punishment, he handed them over to the enemies for 7 years. So the Midianites would just take the crops as they planted. They would just bully them right through, take the stuff from them. They even had to buy their own food that they grow and destroy the crops and all that stuff. So there was suffering, right? So I'm going to pick it up from here when they was asking God for help now. And God sent a prophet to them to tell them how we're going to help them. So I can pick it up. This is Judges 6:11 through 18. I can read from right now. Judges 6:11 through 18. This is when the angel come to give them the message of how God is going to save them. So the angel of the Lord came and sat down under an oak in Ophrah that belongs to Joash the Bezerite, where his son Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress to keep it from the Midianites. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." So just imagine this angel come now. Gideon was doing his wheat, threshing his wheat in a winepress because he's trying to hide it from the Midianites. If the Midianites only see, they're going to take it. So this angel come now and said, the Lord appeared to Gideon and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior, mighty warrior." Gideon like, who you talking to? I know mighty warrior, right? So, "Pardon me, Lord," Gideon replied, "but if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our ancestors told us about? When they said, did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us into the hands of Midian." So Gideon saying, "Man, you telling me Lord is with us? You know, all this stuff going on. Where is God? Where is God if you tell me he's with us?" Right? So Gideon got some questions there. So the Lord turned to him and said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" So this man come and tell Gideon, "Go and save your people. Go and save your people in the strength that you have." And I'm going to address that and come back to that. But let's see how Gideon replied first. "Pardon me, Lord," Gideon replied, "but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." And that's where a lot of us is stuck. Gideon is saying, "Bro, you don't know where I live? You don't know who am I? I ain't come from the best neighborhood. My family is the worst in our clan. And then I'm the least in my family. So you telling me God choose the least of the least, the weakest of the weakest, to do a job like this big, to go and save Israel? Are you crazy? I think you got the wrong person. You stop at the wrong house, bro. You got the wrong person. And that's what a lot of us is telling ourselves. The area we live, the family we had, the parents we had, that stuff that I did, God could never call me. I can't be used to do nothing. I'm done. And that's the same thing Gideon is telling himself here, guys. But that's what I'm said, right? God tell him, go in the strength that you have. So the thing that we call to do, we already got it in us already. We got it in us already. But here God's going to go on and tell him. Here the angel can go on and tell him. When Gideon replied, I have found favor. The Lord answered, will you go? Okay, so pardon me, Lord, Gideon replied, but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I'm the weakest in my family. He says, family is the weakest, and then he's the weakest in his family. The Lord answered, I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites, leaving none alive. You see the key thing with God telling him, I will be with you. It doesn't matter what your zip code. It doesn't matter where you're done. It doesn't matter your education. He said, I doing this, bro. I just want you to cooperate with me because I going to be doing this. So when we doubting ourselves and putting ourselves down, God said, I can be with you. Same thing he tell Moses when he tell Moses to go and get the people out of Egypt. Moses, I can't speak, God. You got it wrong, man. I can't speak. He said, okay, bring your brother. Your brother can talk for you. You know why? Because I called you for this job already, Moses. God even tell him, I'm the one who give people to speak and to talk, and I'm the one who do all of that. But since you're telling me you don't have confidence in yourself, bring your brother Moses, and bring your brother Aaron, and we can talk to him. When he called David, David was a little shepherd. David was just a shepherd, and people put the father didn't even think much of him. But when you are called to do something, he called because he make you specifically for that task. So it doesn't matter where you live, where your education level, what you have done, he called you for that task. So don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself, right? So let's go on. So Gideon replied, if now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that is really you talking to me. Please do not go away until I come back and bring my offering and set it before you. And the Lord said, I will wait until you return. So Gideon saying, Renita and Jillian, thank you guys for watching. So Gideon saying, God, I need a sign from you. How much of us are asking for a sign? And people telling us, you're getting all this confirmation. People telling you, they're seeing things in you that you ain't seeing yourself. All that's a sign. All that's a sign. Right? I know a lot of people living in the calling already don't even know it. But if he officially call them and tell them to do it, they will doubt him. But they're living in it already. They're living it. How much of you guys out there are your family counselors? That everybody calling you up and talking, asking you questions and you helping them through the situation. God, you're already a family counselor. You don't even know it. But if he call you specifically and said, this is what I want you to do, you might doubt it and say, no, not me. Not me. Right? So he asked God for a sign. Give me a sign, God, that you telling me that I'm going to go and save my people. Because my family is the weakest in my clan. I'm the weakest. I don't believe this. I think you got the wrong person. But give me a sign. So he asked him for a sign. So I can skip all the way through Judges 6, 36 through 40, when God given us this sign. Hear what he asked for. So Gideon said to God, if you will save Israel by my hands, as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece, if there's dew only on the fleece, and all the ground is dry, then I will know that you saved Israel by my hands, as you said. And that is what happened. Gideon rose early the next day. He squeezed the fleece and wrung out the dew, a bowl full of water. So Gideon tell God, I want a sign. And here what you're going to do. This is going to be on my terms. I'm going to put this piece of cloth on the ground. Put this piece of cloth on the ground. And I want you to just make dew fall on this cloth alone. Everything around it must be dry. The grass around it must be dry. Just the cloth must be wet with dew. And then I can know you who send me. You who called me. Right? So God did just that for him. God did just that. He wake up the next morning, only the cloth that he put down there was wet with dew, the grass was dry. He didn't satisfy there. Because you got the wrong person, bro. The zip code I live in, the area where I come from, the parents I had, so I want a next sign now, right? You ask for a next sign. Then Gideon said to God, do not be angry with me. Let me make just one more request. Allow me one more test with the fleece. But this time, make the fleece dry and let the ground be covered with dew. That night, God did so. Only the fleece was dry. All the ground was covered with dew. So he reversed it now. He said, okay. You're probably playing little tricks on me here. So now let's do the reverse. Let's let the cloth that I put down here stay dry and the grass around it wet with the dew. So God did just that. Right? So I'm asking, how much more signs do we need? How much more signs do you need to believe that he called you to do whatever he called you to do? How much more signs you want? He can give you signs. People are going to pop up and people are going to see things in you. People are going to telling you what you got in you. Just this weekend here, I was listening to a woman. She's now a pastor. She's doing a lot of great work, right? A lot of books, helping a lot of people. But her background was she was into... she was started out as a stripper. She ended up in the porn industry and all this good stuff. But people have seen the calling in her and she didn't see it in herself. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The calling don't come off your life to do whatever you need to do. That's her. Her thing was to be in this ministry. But you get called and people can see things in you. Yeah, so it's time you start seeing these things in yourself. So if you think you're too far gone and you cannot be used to do nothing positive, I'm telling you that's not true. That is not true. Because whatever you call to do, the calling is there. And you can still do it. That's why Romans 8:28 says, because God knows we can screw up and do some things we're not supposed to do. He knows that. But Romans 8:28 said, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who has been called according to his purpose. So he just wants you to say yes. And then it's like what he tell Gideon, I will be with you. I will be with you. I will be with you. I was Gideon. Never see myself doing what I'm doing here. I was Gideon. I asked a lot of questions, make a lot of excuses. And his word, he be with you. Because lots of time, like I said, I don't get a message what I got to come and tell you guys just before I come out here sometimes. Just before I might be preparing something and then he said, nope, switch, do this. And it all come together and come out, make sense like I was preparing it all the time. No, because he's saying, I just want you to know. You don't even get carried away because I'm doing this. And if you go down and further in Gideon's story, I don't know if he lead me to do it tomorrow, I might do it. Just what he did to Gideon when he was sending him to war to defeat the Midianites. He tell him only take 300 people because when he get them this victory, he don't want them to think they do it on their own. He don't want them to think, I might do it tomorrow if he lead me to do it. Right, guys? So I just want to give somebody out there some hope that you're not far gone. Your neighborhood isn't affecting you from doing what you need to do. Your education is not affecting you from doing what you need to do. None of that. None of that. Your calling on your life is still there. And just say yes to whatever it is that he calling you to do. You're probably doing it already and don't even know. But develop the gift some more. Develop that call so you can help more people. You could bring whatever you got to bring to this world to help a lot more people than you're helping right now. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great, great day, and I'll see where he lead me to when to come back on. All right, goodbye.